Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, My So-Called Healthy Life. So let's get right into this video today, shall we? So yesterday I did a video where I showed you like my breakfast that I was making. And I got like really varied responses to that video. Like I would say 98% of you guys were really supportive, so thank you. And a lot of people, even in your support were very educational and telling me things like, the amount of peanut butter that I was eating and how many calories I should be eating in a day. So thank you for saying those things. I want to make a couple things really clear first. My first month for me on being on this weight loss journey was really about learning how to eat restricted calories and only within a certain amount and all that kind of stuff. Going forward, it's really more about just eating healthy for me and the weight loss being a byproduct of that, but I want to be the healthiest version of myself possible. So, for example, and I'm just using this as one example, a couple people left a comment about the tablespoon of peanut butter, and you said it in a very nice way. So, thank you. But I know what a tablespoon is. I'm not a total idiot, right? And so I know that a tablespoon has to be completely leveled across, right? And when I even said in there, this is more like 2 tablespoons in the video. And I knew that's why I said the calorie count, all that kind of stuff. But one of the issues that came up a lot in the comment sections that was very concerning to me was that a couple people said if I ate 600 calorie meals, I, would never be able to lose weight, or I'm eating twice a day. So if I were going to eat 600 calorie meals, I would be eating about 1,200 calories a day. And that's between 1,200 and 1,800 should probably be where I would be with my weight loss. I'm also eating less for my dinner in the evening. And this isn't to go and excuse these things away. This is just to make that very clear. But what's concerning to me is that if you're eating even 2 or 3 meals a day that are, 200 to 300 calories, you're eating then between 500 and 900 calories a day, which maybe you're not getting the amount of calories you need, which is why you're not losing weight. Because a lot of times when I would starve my body, and like I've talked about in this video or this channel before, is that, with eating disorders I've had in the past, when I would starve my body and I would go through periods where I wouldn't eat, or whatever, and I'm not talking about intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting has always worked for me, okay? I'm a firm believer in intermittent fasting. But when I would go days with eating very little or not at all, yes, initially I would lose some weight, but over time it would just kind of stop and plateau. And then when I would gain weight back, I gained it back a lot. So this time, this is why I call it a weight loss journey or a healthy living journey, because I just want to be healthy. So if that makes sense, I don't want to eat 3,000 calories and be healthy, which wouldn't. But within that kind of platform of 2,000 calories or less for a day, some days I eat 1,000 calories, the next day I may eat 2,000. And yesterday, I just really wanted to have a big breakfast because I was hungry for it. So that being said, I woke up this morning, I was the exact same weight that I was yesterday. But you guys, I want to thank you for some of the things that you were saying to me. The other issue that a lot of people responded to on there was me making a comment about gluten. And I think people we get easily offended in life about things that are close to our hearts or things that we're personally affected by, if that makes sense. So if somebody says something wrong, I'm not like this today at 22 years, but in my first 5 years of sobriety, if somebody had made an incorrect word about recovery or whatever, or when people call 12-step meetings classes, that just grates on my nerves, right? And I'm not comparing the two, but when I have had doctors tell me that they do not believe in addiction as a disease, okay? And I firmly believe that addiction is a disease. So when people say that to me, it runs through my head, but I also have to realize that people's experiences and what they've gone through are different. I have never in my life really experienced someone right around me closely that has issues with gluten. I've known people that do. I've had friends that I see occasionally that do, but not people on a daily basis. So I would only hear stories about it, right? And I was skeptical, just like a lot of people are skeptical about addiction being a disease. And what I was saying was, and thank you for correcting me, because I'm going to do my research and find out a little bit more because I knew nothing about it. What I was saying was, and maybe it wasn't about that, maybe it was an allergy to wheat or something like that, or maybe I really do have a gluten allergy and I have no clue because I've never been tested for it, right? I have no idea, and I am totally calling ignorance right now and apologizing for anything that I said in the video yesterday. But what I was saying was, it's interesting to me that all of the products that I'm picking just happen to be gluten-free. I'm not purposely picking them that way, they just happen to be that way. And I'm feeling better on a daily basis. I'm not as tired as I was before. And somebody in there in the comment sections, this was really interesting to me, this really got my wheels turning, said, well, if you, like, basically, if you didn't have an allergy to gluten, then gluten-free products wouldn't do anything for you. And I was like, oh, that's a really good point, right? And so then I was like, well, do I, like, have some kind of gluten allergy that I'm unaware of? And I do have a lot of the symptoms in the past. But I'm also very much, as a doctor's son, because I don't know how many of you know this, but my father's a surgeon, I'm very much the last person to go to the doctor. I'm the last person to take a medical diagnosis. I just don't like medication. I'm just like, that's not who I am. And so, you know, for me, this is all a learning experience. And I want to say thank you for educating me in the comment section. Thank you for not judging me when I don't know something and saying it in a very kind way. On my other channel yesterday, somebody put a comment up there and they said, I always feel very, very safe in Peter's comment sections because I know I can say my opinion and somebody's not going to say something horrible to me in response. And that's what I want this to be. I want this to be an open dialogue. I want this to be a place where everybody feels comfortable and safe. I want to remain teachable, and you guys can say stuff to me about, I mean, I don't know anything about gluten. So when I was reading these comments, I was like, yeah, that I did make a rather flippant statement and I shouldn't have. So thank you for educating me on that. I'm going to do my research. Thank you for allowing me to continue to do this journey with your support. It really means a lot to me, and let's just go forward from here and remain teachable. And yeah, and that's it. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.